advice, and welcome to your 2-Minute Money Manager. I'm your host, Stacey Johnson, and this answer is brought to you by MoneyTalksNews.com, serving up the best in personal finance news and advice since 1991. Today's question comes to us from Catherine. Catherine says, how hard or easy is it to sell one's own home or condo? In my case, a condo in Wilmington, North Carolina. Well, Catherine, if there's one thing I hate, it's paying a bunch of commissions to real estate agents. I mean, you sell a $300,000 house, next thing you know, you're paying $18,000 in commissions. I think that's way too high, and I've always thought that. So I encourage you, Catherine, to try to sell your own home, or at least explore ways to reduce the cost. Now, when you sell your own place, it's called a FSBO, F-S-B-O, which stands for sale by owner. Now, this is not something I've personally done. I'd like to say I have, but I haven't. Why? Because I've spent most of my life working my butt off. I've been too busy. Selling a home takes time. But I'll tell you what, if I had the time, say after I retire, I'd definitely give this a try. I'd like to try it. Anyway, before you head down this road, though, there are some things you need to know, at least some things to think about. For example, how hot is your market? The difficulty of selling your home is going to be tied to the state of your local real estate market, right? I mean, after all, you know, if you see situations where homes are selling in 10 minutes or buyers are getting in bidding wars for houses. If you're in one of those markets, if you're lucky enough to be in one, well, selling a FSBO is going to be obviously a whole bunch easier. Oh, by the way, speaking of which, side note, one of the most important things when selling a home is finding that perfect price, the Goldilocks price. Not so high that you don't sell it, and not so low that you end up leaving thousands of dollars on the table. How are you going to find that Goldilocks price? Well, you're either going to pay a few $100 for a professional appraisal, or you're going to look at enough neighborhood houses so that you get a feel for what things are worth in your neighborhood, in your market. Preferably, you should do both those things. Anyway, now let's talk about how you're going to get this thing done. Paying the help. Okay, if you're planning on bringing in your own buyers when you sell your house, plan on creating a flyer and paying for some advertising. You can advertise on plenty of sites on the web like Zillow, Craigslist, eBay, even Facebook, and there are lots of other ones too. Just do a search for advertising my FSBO and you'll see what I mean. Now, but to expose your home to the maximum number of people, you might need to put your house into the multiple listing service, also known as the MLS. Okay, now that's the huge database of real estate agents that real estate agents use so they can find houses. Okay, the problem with MLS is if you want to have agents bring buyers to your house, then you're going to have to pay them, right? And now you know how the real estate transactions work. I hope 6% is a common commission. The seller, you, is paying that entire 6%. Half of it goes to your agent, the listing agent. The other half of it goes to the buyer's agent. So while you can certainly save the listing commission by doing that part yourself, if you want agents to bring buyers to your house, you're going to need to pay them their 3%. In other words, using the MLS, the multiple listing service, will reduce your commissions by half, but it can also reduce your workload too. Now, there are lots of discounted services you can use to get, typically you get on the MLS by having, a listing agent do it for you. But there are discounted services you can use to get your own home onto the MLS without that agent. Again, do a web search. These guys can also help you with lots of the details if you do use one of these services to get you on MLS. And speaking of details, what about the paperwork? This is pretty complicated, right? And one of the reasons people think that real estate agents are so necessary is that the knowledge required to put together a contract, put a deal in escrow, and properly execute the closing documents is over their heads. Now, this is absolutely true. What they don't know, though, is that these technical details might also be over the heads of many real estate agents. So it's not just you that know how to do it. They don't know how to do it either. You know who does know how to do it? Who knows how to dot those I's and cross those T's? They're not real estate agents. They're working at a title or escrow company, the company that's actually going to help you close the deal. So if you're going it alone, whether you're buying or selling, call one of these people early on in that process. Simply explain that you're planning on selling your own home and you'd appreciate their assistance. And you might be amazed at all the friendly, free help you're going to get in exchange for using that title or escrow company when you're ready to do your deal. They'll often furnish you with free documents, like maybe a fill-in-the-blanks contract, and certainly free advice. It's these people the administrative brains behind real estate deals, and they work extremely inexpensively, especially when you compare them to the outrageous fees that real estate agents charge. So here's your bottom line, Catherine. Yes, you can sell your own home, but you're not going to be able to get everything you need just from this brief conversation. You're going to have to do a lot more homework. Do some of it by getting books from the library or reading online at places like my site, moneytalksnews.com, or many others. But there's plenty of information out there. Definitely look at it. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Catherine. Now, for everybody out there, if you are watching me on YouTube, I need you to do me a huge favor. Click the subscribe button below. It really helps me out, costs you nothing. If you're watching me at moneytalksnews.com, even better, sign up for my free, awesome newsletter. Just click the newsletter button in the nav bar above. Okay, guys, I'm Stacey Johnson. I'm going to see you all right here next time.